Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This will be taken very short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Go.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On first down, Drake. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
First carry for Frank Gore back home here in Miami. And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 38. Now a handoff for Gore. And some space here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Counter play, Drake, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll try the air now with Tannehill. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Here's the now 30-year-old running back, LaShawn McCoy. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Cameron Wake, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Now with the play clock almost gone, Sean McDermott's going to call for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Detroit! Over!
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And he's got his man. It's the tight end play. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. He got 29 yards that time. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Watch him now, Barney!
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's got the veteran here. It's Mike Wallace. And he's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Now a 1st down carry here for McCoy. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. And they're on the move as they face a 2nd down here.
Detroit! Detroit! Go! Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, it's Allen. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Robert Quinn in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And here's Allen throwing on 3rd and long. And he fires one, but incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And out come the Dolphins now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now the rookie from Arizona State, it's Kalen Ballage. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now Ballage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
50, 50, 20, 20, 20, 20. 49, guys.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Trent Murphy in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And now out come the Bills. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Miami after this.
No. Check, Patriot. Here we go now. Blue landed. Blue landed. Over. Wait. I got it. Check. Hey, I need one over here.
And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo. Buffalo goes through the playoff drought before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So, yeah, we forget just how special he is. But I do think with his running style, he's got many more seasons left.
Here's Allen to throw it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
From the end zone, Tannehill. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, 20.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now on first down, Drake again. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's go.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. They'll set up the screen to Drake. Got some room at the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Get set. Deuce. Way down. Check 49.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to the 25. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. The kick by Sanders is good. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. An NFL update. Second quarter now in Jacksonville. It's the Colts in that one that have grabbed the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And they start the second half with a carry by McCoy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Oh, he's got it going early in this one. That's the Shady McCoy. That's vintage right there, right? Breaking tackles, creating explosive runs. And if they don't take care of this early, Look out. This guy's going to have a big, big day.
You know where he got that nickname Shady, by the way?
I know you're going to educate me on it. Help me out.
Mama gave him that name when he was a youngster.
And if Mama named him Shady, we're going to call him Shady.
Absolutely. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Allen, going to throw again. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. From midfield, here's Allen. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. This give is to McCoy. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll go again to McCoy. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Lucky 56. Detroit! Hot!
Allen going to throw. A dump off for Ivory. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Now the first carry for the former Jaguar. This is Chris Ivory. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Bills on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Cameron Wake in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Made his first. This now from 42 yards out. And Hauschka's kick is good. Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey, 20.
Balaj. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Get set. Switch. Right there. Zero.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the past. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Tannehill now with the option left. He may try and run for this. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first. Now a play fake here on first down. Brought in over the middle by Grant. And he's brought down after a good gain. He got 29 yards that time. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Drake, and he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Mostert now to return. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
All right, now look at 56. Look at 56. All right, here we go. 319. 319.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Gone! Detroit!
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. K.D. Cannon, 83 yards. And the Bills have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's got some space here. That one 28 yards on the ground. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Matt Milano in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll look to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Back to throw. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. It was the free safety, Jordan Poyer, that time there to make the play in coverage. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And it's third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, Drake. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So a big one coming now for Jason Sanders. This to potentially send us to overtime. Sanders' kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Bills getting set to go. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Room here to run. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Another run. This time it's Ivory. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
But we just saw him run the football really effectively there with 3 tight ends in the game. And any defensive coordinator, when they see that set, if they can get more bodies out onto the field, not more than 11, of course, but bigger bodies to combat what they're going to do, because that's a run-heavy formation. Those guys are out there to block 9 times out of 10, and in this case, they did it really successfully.
Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
Watching that, Barney, Barney. Watching that, Barney, Barney.
They'll start on the ground with McCord. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. First throw of overtime for Allen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Throw right side, taken in by Wallace. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Detroit, Detroit. Gun, 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 gun. Gun, 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 gun.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Allen now from the gun. He'll throw. Open man left side is Wallace, complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this.
Lucky 56.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert, looking to find a lane, but he can't, reined in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Third and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They'll pitch it out to McCord. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
That's a lot of beef thundering downfield off of the toss play, and it takes me back to when I was a kid and watching USC play. Remember the old toss that they ran? They used to call it student body right or student body left because everyone was out in front of the ball carrier. In fact, one of their favorite plays, it was called rose stem right or rose stem left, depending on the formation. 28 toss, and 28 toss was their bread and butter.
On first down, this is Ivory, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. Did he just clock that? Looked like he tried to stop the clock, but the clock wasn't even moving. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the Bills have taken the lead. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And now running right through it. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Buffalo, the win form is number 6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Miami, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll try again next week at home against New England.